Hey guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again, man. CodingPhase.com, your boy's back and out and did it again. Guys, once again, we get an amazing article on the internet. Sometimes I tell you guys, man, you see a lot of BS on the internet, but there's a lot of times that there's people like out there like me that understand this, So let's go to the title of it. Pretty much it's modern front end frameworks should be less of a frame and more of a work. Now, for a lot of you guys, they're probably thinking about this, like, what does that mean? Pretty much this guy, his name is Akibakai Iyal. I guess he has to be from somewhere in the world. I don't know. I know that's not English or Spanish. I don't know where that coming from. But yeah, this guy is super cool. I like him. You know what? Let's give him a follow because he has some legit concerns when it comes to front end frameworks, and everybody here knows it, right? Every single one of you guys. I'm not talking about the guys that just got here. If you just got here last week and you're like, oh man, HTML CSS is so hard, this really doesn't fall for you. But for the guys that already passed that stage, now you're in the world of JavaScript. Now you're in the world of, hey, I'm here to learn which one is the best framework out there. Soon as you ask that question, you already failed. You know why? Because everybody's going to tell you, oh, do Angular, do Vue, do React, do Angular 1, do Knockout, do Backbone, do whatever. Literally, you're going to get a million frameworks. Now, what's the point of a framework? A framework is supposed to do things that you can't do with JavaScript, right? Or, for example, yeah, you could do it with JavaScript, but it takes you forever to do. Like, instead of you having to come in and write something, 200 lines of JavaScript code in vanilla JavaScript, it takes you 20 lines to do it with a framework. That's the point of a framework, right? But what's the situation that's happening now is like every single day, people are coming in, companies come in and they start, a new framework comes in and everybody's like, you know what, man, we gotta jump on that framework. So, people start telling the people from the company like, hey, man, we gotta update, man, we gotta upgrade. So then every 6 months to a year, a new framework comes out. And think about it like this. Everybody who does JavaScript want to feel special. Everybody, every single developer out there wants to create something that other people are going to use, and other people's going to give it a lot of stars, and then they're going to become popular online. That's just how it is. Everybody wants to be popular. Let's be honest, right? So people keep on creating frameworks to redo the same thing every single time. You know what I mean? Like this guy, he had a very good example. Let me see where it was. So he says, because of this, we are doomed to endlessly port UI components from framework X to framework Y, fancy calendar to NG fancy calendar, to NG2 fancy calendar to React fancy calendar. Meaning, hey, we already did this in JavaScript. Let's say, for example, we did it in JavaScript. Now let's do it in jQuery. Now we do the same calendar in Angular. And oh, wait. Angular 2 came out. Let's do it in Angular 2. Oh, wait, but the originator of components and how things look and everything works perfectly is actually React. So let's jump to React. Oh, wait. No, let's not do that. Let's do Vue, V-bind this, V-bind that, because Vue now does what React and Angular does together. They both had a baby and didn't have an abortion. Pretty much that's what Vue is, right? So this happens, right, all the time. So he has this great paragraph here where it's like, yo, big companies invest tons of money and man hour to integrate a framework into their product. Porting is expensive. Yes, it costs a lot of money every time that, somebody comes in and be like, you know what, guys? Everything that we did last year, there's a better way to do it. Come on, let's do it. And yes, you could say, hey, man, if we don't port things and we don't redo it again and we make it just a little bit faster and we make the code a little bit cleaner, And we have a brand new algorithm that could just take whatever was taken from the freaking database and make it in 2 milliseconds faster. You know, if it wasn't because of that, a lot of us wouldn't have jobs. That's what some of the people will say. But you know what? It's fine. Cool. But in the rest of the paragraph he goes into, he's like, yo, those companies then spend a lot of time and money porting components and building whole UI libraries, which works with their selected framework. So meaning their backend, it already works. Everything is there. It already works. They're still having the same customers. Everybody gets to buy their product. There's really nothing else that needs to be done, but they still do it. So they start working, and when they are about 75% there, a new framework suddenly arises. Now the dev team wants to migrate, and the company has to choose between migrating all their work and rebuilding everything again and make the dev team happy, or lose their developers to the trends. There's a big problem, which costs big money. As a software consultant at whatever company he works at, I have many times seen companies get stuck with 2-year-old frameworks and cannot hire developers. Nobody wants to work with it anymore. 2 years old. It is a serious problem for software companies, as it is also a problem for us developers. Do we really need, or do we really want our job to be focused on rebuilding everything over and over and over and over and over and over again, but on different stacks? We need to stop being imprisoned by libraries and tools, but how? All right, I'm not going to read the whole article, but this paragraph here is golden, kids. You know, for those of you guys that haven't really been around, you know, this thing sums up your whole career. Pretty much. Doesn't matter what company you go to, doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to be rebuilding the same things and same things, same things, same things, same things, same things, same thing. Now, what's really cool about this, which he mentions it, is for you guys, new developers, right? This is why I tell you guys, hey guys, do PHP. Hey guys, do React, do Angular. You know, a lot of people want to jump into Vue, and it's not that I hate it, even though I do hate it, but it's just the fact that there's so many companies out there hiring. For you to learn something that is not going to get you a job, guys, is really wasting your time. Time is money. You get old, you have problems, you need to pay for shit, right? So if you need to pay for shit, you need a job. Money's not going to come from the sky, right? The only way that you're going to get money is by having a job or having some type of business, or maybe, you know, you might sell drugs on the side. That's on you if you want to do that. But what I'm saying is, as you can see here, he's like, yo, I have many times seen companies get stuck with 2 years old frameworks and cannot hire developers. You know, it's like, I saw this like last year, and I saw it last year, and I saw it this year. There were so many companies hitting me up about Angular 1. Like, man, we need a developer who knows Angular 1. Like begging, literally begging, right? While everybody on the internet is talking about Angular 2, Vue, and all this other frameworks. Everybody's talking about that, and it's like, man, there's companies begging here for people to come work on these projects that are already in Angular 1, or even right now. You know, by next year, let's see what's gonna happen. Next year is gonna be crazy. There's a lot of good frameworks coming up, and once again, it's gonna be another race to things. What are people gonna do? They're gonna jump into the next thing, right? That's what every developer wants to do. That's what every, you know, senior developers out there is like, man, I've been doing React for 3 years, man. We gotta jump on the next thing, man. The Harry Potter framework just came out. The Teletubby framework just came out. The Batman versus Robin framework came out. We need to jump on it. Like, You know what I mean? Like people are pretty crazy. You know, and it's like he goes into this, right? And he tries to explain, like, I mean, what do we do? Do we just say, hey, we know JavaScript, regular JavaScript, can we just do everything in JavaScript? I think there should be how you call this, longevity with every framework. There should be like a plan, like a 5 to 10 year plan, right? For companies and for frameworks. All right. And the community should definitely agree with this and be like, hey man, you know what? Instead of us creating our bullshit frameworks, right? How about we contribute to the really good frameworks that are out there? How about we just stay there and we contribute there, right? And we upgrade those frameworks, right? Instead of us coming in every single week, somebody creates a BS framework, man. I myself have been, guilty of that to test the waters to see if I could create one. I've created the Rocky Stack, and the Rocky Stack is pretty legit. It's just a stack. That's why they even call it a framework. It's just a stack. It's a collection of different libraries that I think are really good that work with Crystal Lang. Right now, I've seen people create frameworks that is like, bro, you're not solving any problem. You're not doing anything new. Somebody hit me up today on the comments. What was it? There was like a thing. Car Handy said, you shouldn't have made a video only after 5 hours of working on a framework. And that was when I was talking about Vue.js. I spent 5 hours, guys. 2 hours learning it, 5 hours basically porting the same framework, the same project that I already created on my website that I was working on, $39glasses.com, for the company I was doing this thing called a try-on tool. I was building this thing. I built it in React, right? And then I rebuilt it again in Vue.js to see how good it was, because this thing is hard. This thing is hard. This thing literally can test out every single framework out there. If I can go in there and build this freaking library that I created it to basically, put the glasses on somebody's face, calculate everything, re-renders every time, the whole shebang. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but if in 3 hours after porting it to Vue.js, I'm like, yo, Vue.js is trash. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. He's like, yo, you shouldn't have made this video only after 5 hours working on a framework. I'm like, bro, it's trash. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. It doesn't bring nothing new to the table. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what the problem is out there. Sometimes people think like, hey man, the cool thing is to learn everything over and over and over and over again. Nah, the point of this is to actually work. And that was the whole thing where, he said, here, modern front-end frameworks should be less of a frame and more of a work. Like, yeah, there's a lot of frame. You're learning how to work with this frame of this framework, but you're doing less work. You get what I'm saying? I hope you guys understand what this means. You're going to be constantly learning different frames, right? Because that's what they are. Every single library comes in and calls themselves a framework. It's like, hey, this is how you do it. vbind this, vbind that, ng this, ng2 this, do this with React, create a component like this. Like, everybody does their own different thing, but you're doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many times that I'll be like, man, we recreating the wheel every single day. Who is giving this people a pass on this? You get what I'm saying? Like, who is out here? Why nobody talks about this? Like, there was, and to bring it back to Vue.js, for Vue.js to be out here, there was no need for it. Like, literally, the best thing that even you could have done was join the React team. There was no need for him to be doing a Vue.js app. There was no need for it. The industry didn't need it. There was nothing that they were bringing in that was new. It's just something for the ego to say, hey guys, I'm smart. I could build my own. Even though it's doing the same thing as everybody else is doing. But hey, I'm smart. You know, and this the part of the industry where I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. And it's just how, you know, Avikai, I forgot how to say his name. Avikai said it. Like, yo, you see companies getting stuck. You know, like right now, everybody jumping on something, right? And they get stuck with a framework, and they're like, man, now we on the Teletubby framework, and the next year it's like, hey, it's Harry Potter now, kid. You guys are old, and it's only been out for like 2 years. How can it be old? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody else is coming up with anything that's revolutionary, nothing that's new. You know, a lot of the stuff that the reasons why uh why frameworks were created was because the browsers were super old and they couldn't do a lot of things. Now there's browsers out there that are pretty modern. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like a lot of the stuff that we're creating doesn't make sense to create it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old or something out here. But man, as a developer who's been here for a while, and the more that I learn and the more that I get into the industry, I'm like, man, this is kind of crazy to keep reinventing the wheel every single year instead of making something that's already there great. You know, like, how about, you know, let's make Angular 2 great. You know, let's make Angular 5 or 4 or whatever. Angular 77, great. Let's make Angular 77 great, because every year they're going to come out with a new version. You know what I mean? Like, and even at that, it's kind of a little bit better, the fact that they're thinking about that, to just stay with Angular and let's just build this. Let's not focus on recreating the wheel. Because every time that somebody fails on something, they're like, hey man, I failed on the last one. I'm not going to keep the name, you know, Harry Potter. We jump into the Batman versus Robin framework this year. You know, that's just how it is. And I feel just like this. Developers are being stuck to this problem in the industry of just like, hey man, we get bored. Let's be honest, as developers, we get bored a lot of times because it's repetitive work. If you've built a website before, you're going to build the website tomorrow again. If you know how to work with the controllers in Laravel, tomorrow you're going to learn again. You're going to redo the same thing. Create another controller that connects to the models, that connects to a form. It's the same work every single day, right? So it's repetitive. People want to come in and say, hey, let's just rebuild the same thing, but let's just rename it. You know, so I think that article right there is golden. You know, for people who, the more experience that you get into this, man, trust me, you're gonna be like, yo, this guy knows what the hell he was talking about. Like, literally, like, it's crazy. And you know what? Let's give him a whole bunch of claps, kids. What's the maximum claps we could give somebody on Medium? And I would say, guys, like, you guys should, oh, okay, 50 claps. Guys, you should definitely subscribe to medium.com. Just go in there, sign up, create an account, create your own blog, right? Share ideas, share your thoughts. I think Medium is really great because it just gives people an open space to talk about different topics. And you know, sometimes there's less people, there's less trolls on Medium than there is here on YouTube, right? Like, if I come in and I leave a video just like this, people will be like, just 50,000 hate comments, because to everybody, you know, it's like the horde zombies, the herd of zombies is just going straight, and they just like, Vue.js, we gotta go. That's how they looking out here. You know what I mean? So if I come in and I go against the horde of zombies, man, they trying to bite my head off. But on Medium, you get to share your ideas. You know, people will find it, will leave a comment, a positive or a negative comment, but a respectful comment, right? It's not like, Vue.js. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just zombies out here. You know, you got freaking Reddit, you got Stack Overflow full of the zombies. Like, people can't have their own ideas. You can't go against the things that are wrong in the industry because it's like, nah, we've been following this trend for the past 5 years and we're going to continue following it. You know, well, the good thing is that at the end of the tunnel, there's a light. You know, all the things that React brought into the table, all the other frameworks are pretty much copying. So what's going to happen with that? You know, in the future, I could see something like WebAssembly being, you know, some type of standard dealing more with the browser. And we could see something like Kotlin, the language, maybe taking over. Because from what I heard, this from what I heard, supposedly there's a Kotlin to WebAssembly compiler right now being built. So once that happens, there's really no need for us to be dealing with JavaScript. So a lot of stuff that we focus on doing with, you know, like frameworks and all of this stuff is gonna get pretty much killed by that. Now, is that gonna be good or is that gonna be bad? I don't know. I just hope that, you know, for all of you guys that are gonna be in the industry in the next 5 years, you know, for your next 5 years that you're gonna be in this thing, and for the future, hopefully you don't have to go in and spend every single year learning a new framework to do the same thing that you did last year with the last framework. All right, guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's backing out and did it again. Just a real conversation. I'm loving this article. I'm going to put it in the comments. Check my description. Check out the courses that I got. Everything that I do is just real honest, you know, real topics, real courses, stuff that you're going to be able to learn and really use in your career. You know, every advice that I give out here, let's just put it out there. I'm not an expert. I'm not the biggest expert in the world, right? I just come here and give you real things that happen in the industry. I never worked for Google. I've never worked for Facebook. I've never worked for XYZ company, you know, because sometimes people think those are what gives you credibility. And to me, it doesn't really give me credibility to say, hey, I'm from this company. I'm from this and that. What gives me credibility is the fact that I'm just honest and give you real opinions. Not coming in here lying to you, not coming in here and talk BS to you, not coming in here, you know, try to sell you a dream and be like, hey, this industry is perfect. It's not. It's just like every other job out there. But what I can tell you is you're going to be doing way better off than Johnny from Macy's, right? You're going to be doing way better off than, you know, Fatesh from, you know, Domino's. Hey, you're going to be doing a lot better than, you know, Linda from marketing. You know, she's still doing freaking emails, HTML emails, sending out emails and trying to get new customers, but she only made $50,000 for the past 10 years. Like, you're going to do way better than those people. You got what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here for. So if you guys want to check me out, man, check the website out, CodingPhase.com. It's literally right there. You check on the description, you get 50% off on everything. I got over 20 courses, and every single day I create more content. And what's cool is just it's original content. It's not like BS from the internet. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Stay with your boy, man. Leave a comment. I want to know what you guys think. Even if it's good, if it's bad, if it's hate, if it's whatever you want, just leave a cool comment though. All right. Bow.